This is a Cloud Jedi here with another Star Wars action figure review. Today we're reviewing, I guess this would be considered part 2 of Star Wars comic pack from the Legacy Collection. Storm Commando and General Weir. I already did a review of this one, at least of the packaging with the action figures inside. This is a exclusive only at Walmart back from, let's see what year it is, 2009. There it is, 2009. A quick shot. Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Leader. Okay, so let's start off with the Storm Commando. The Storm Commando is in General Weir. They're essentially the same sculpt and action figure from the neck down, same body. Let's take a look at the back. He's got this pack right here, and the sculpt is pretty similar to the Akashic Trooper. Okay, they each come with 2 guns. And they have a holster on the right leg. They each do. Okay, let me get a different angle, Ben. A little better lighting here. Okay, here we go. I think that looks better overall. He's all black. His visor is a slightly lighter, sort of silverish or grayish color. Okay, it's a nice looking figure. It's got a lot of detailing on him. Okay, you see both his pistols there. His front. His boots. There goes a holster right there. Okay. In terms of articulation, well, first of all, his helmet doesn't actually come off. They could have at least done a flip-up visor, like the Akashic Trooper, which is basically the same exact figure, just a different helmet. And that one, this face plate here has a hinge on the side where it comes up. Okay, but overall, you know, it's nice to have these black troopers. The pilots I find pretty boring. Not much distinguishing them. You know, well, they all look alike underneath the helmet. So, in terms of face sculpts, not much you can do with that, I guess. And but as an army builder, I don't know, these black troopers, they just seem neat. I like them. If you want to use them sort of like a special ops. Okay, back to articulation. Before I start babbling, we got the arms going up and down. Swivels all around. Okay, his elbow bends. His wrist turns. And that's the case for both arms. Okay, his head does turn from left to right. His waist swivels. Okay, above the waist, it's really more of a torso action going on there. His legs, knees, his hips, and let's check out his ankles. His ankles turn around, but they don't hinge up and down. Okay. And that's for the Stormtrooper, Storm Commando. Okay, as for General Weir, it's essentially the same body, only difference is this red belt that he has over his, I guess you could, doesn't look like it's really attached, but it'd definitely be tough to remove. It's got the red piping, his visor is red. He has this red marking on his belt, which is pretty much the same, as I said before, looks like it's pretty much the same body. In terms of articulation, pretty much the same. No difference between him and the Storm Commando. Same holster on his right leg. Okay, back is the same. Okay, one difference about this is that you can remove the helmet. Oops, took his head off. Let's put that thing back on. Okay, I'm back. Well, it took me a while just to remove the helmet, get the helmet off of the head, and to pop the head back on. As you can see, it's definitely a tight fit. The head itself is pretty neat. He's kind of channeling Yul Brynner, if you remember who he is. I like the scowl on his face. It's a nice, good-looking head sculpt. I'll probably, well, after the helmet got stuck, I'll probably be displaying him holding his helmet. This is a comic book that came in this pack. It's a reprint of Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Leader #2. Not a bad comic book, and to be honest, most of the packings in the comic packs are pretty good. Not a bad read whatsoever. In fact, some of them I'm going to have, basically I've ended up having to buy the trade paperbacks to try and read through them. I'm going to open it up and try and see if I can find a good shot of General Weir. Here's General Weir in the comic book. You see him on a speeder bike there. None of the stormtroopers he has are all in black. And I don't recall looking through the comic book and seeing any of them actually dressed in black. You don't actually see General Weir's face in the comic book, at least not this one. Must be one of the other ones where you actually see his head. In this particular issue, you don't see it at all. He seems to always have his helmet on. In terms of black Storm Commandos, to be honest, the only shot I have of a black Stormtrooper at all in this one would be this one, and it's from the back. Doesn't really look like the one that's in the pack in itself. The pack in itself doesn't have that in the back. Instead, it has this in the back. So, you know, as action figures themselves, they're neat. Definitely I'm going to add those to my collection of Star Wars comic pack packings. I like them. And I like most of the Star Wars comic packs. The comics aren't a bad read, and the action figures themselves, in terms of the expanded universe, they're just, it's a good idea. I like it. I think Hasbro should do more. Here we go. Here's the front of it. Okay, so that was my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and you know, let me know how it is. Thanks a lot.